everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Madison. I am a first year second grade teacher, and I started this YouTube channel mid-year last year just to document my teaching journey, especially going into teaching during a pandemic as a first year teacher. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are new here and you would like to stick around for more videos. Today's video I'm really excited about. I am going to be talking all about how to make a YouTube channel and grow a YouTube channel in 2021. Now, I started my channel in July of 2020. I have gotten quite a few questions since I started my channel on how to start a YouTube channel, tips and tricks and advice. And since I was just starting out in this whole YouTube world, I didn't feel confident or comfortable sharing advice. But now that it's going on half a year, I feel I've learned a lot about YouTube, a lot about filming, editing, and what it takes to kind of grow a following. So if you are interested in learning how to start a YouTube and some tips and tricks and advice on starting a YouTube, then keep on watching. So I asked you guys over on Instagram if you guys had any questions for me regarding YouTube or how to start a YouTube or anything like that, and I wrote down a bunch of really good questions, and a lot of the questions that were asked more than once. I thought I would start out by explaining how I started. Like I said, I started mid-year last year. I was a month from going into my first full year of teaching, and the whole time that I was teaching in that half year back in the 2019-20 school year, I kept thinking how I wish I was filming it, because I went through so much. It was such a transformative time in my life, and I learned so much as a new teacher that I wished I vlogged more and shared more of my life during that time. That I knew whenever I was going into my first full year in August 2020, I wanted to document it, and I thought it would be a very informative and valuable resource for other first year teachers or just other teachers in general. Of course, along the way, I have started incorporating more lifestyle content, beauty, fashion, all of that stuff, because those are other passions in my life, but typically I still bring you along day to day in my life as a teacher, as a virtual teacher right now. And so that is a little bit of how I got started. I started just to document my life as a teacher, but as I've grown on YouTube and I've grown to love it, I have started documenting more and more of my personal life, and I plan to continue to do that. This will not be solely a teacher account, although I will still share a lot of my teaching endeavors. I plan to incorporate a lot more personal lifestyle content as I go. I get a lot of questions about how I come up with video ideas, and I will say whenever I started in August, I had a running list of ideas, and I think that had stemmed from over the years. I had wanted a YouTube channel since high school, but I just never had the confidence to start one because I was always worried what other people would think of me. I guess as I was entering my mid-20s, that confidence just grew in myself, and now I'm at a point where I don't really care what other people think of me. I mean, in high school, you fear for other people's opinions of you, and you feel like you're gonna get made fun of. I'm at a point in my life now where everybody who's in my life is in it for a reason, and they support me and love me no matter what. So I knew when I started this channel that everyone that I had in my life around me was going to be extremely supportive of it, and they were. Anyway, I went on a little rant there, but all that to say is I had a lot of video ideas that had kind of built up over time, and when I started my YouTube in July, I had all these ideas already on my phone, and so I just started putting them out there. I knew I wanted to film a lot of informative videos on first year teacher advice, and I wanted to film classroom setup videos and that whole journey of me setting up my first classroom and things like that. But as you go, it does get a little bit harder. I have started to lose a little bit of creativity, and so that's whenever I just turn to you guys, or turn to the people who follow me and subscribe to me, and I ask you guys, what do you want to see from me? And so I get a lot of inspiration and ideas from my followers. So speaking of followers, I have gotten questions on how to grow a following, how to gain subscribers on your channel, and I will say that it does take a lot of time, and you just have to be patient. You know, the day you start your YouTube, you're not going to gain 10,000 subscribers. It's just not going to happen like that unless something crazy happens. However, I will say I was lucky because I already had a following on Instagram. And so a lot of people who follow me on Instagram came over to YouTube. Not all my subscribers from YouTube came from Instagram though, but I will say a lot of them did. So I was lucky in that sense. And I also think Instagram gave me that boost of confidence to start a YouTube because I had a lot of followers on there. People seemed to be interested in what I had to say. And so that gave me the confidence to start a YouTube channel. But I have grown a lot of followers over time. I definitely earned a lot of followers during the classroom setup season of my life. So that was within the first month of me starting YouTube. I started filming my entire classroom setup series, and those series are always huge on YouTube. I mean, I loved watching them before I ever had YouTube. And so once I started putting those videos out there, I was blown away by the feedback and by the amount of people that were watching my videos. So I will say that kind of gave me a really big boost in the YouTube world, and it gave me a few thousand subscribers to get started. And ever since then, I haven't gotten as many every day as I did when I posted those videos, but it's been slow and steady progress to where I still get a certain number of subscribers every day and every week. And it takes time, but I think the number one thing is just to be consistent. Let your subscribers know that they can expect more content from you, quality content, and that you will be consistent in posting and engaging with your audience. And along with that, post what you think your target audience will want to see. So when I started, I knew that a lot of my followers over on Instagram followed me because I was a first-year teacher and they like to see that journey I was on. So I kind of brought that over to YouTube with me. I just showed all that came along with being a first-year teacher, setting up my classroom, the first days of school, prepping, planning for school, all of that. And I knew that was what my followers and what my subscribers wanted to see. And along the way, I started adding in bits and pieces of other parts of myself, like beauty and lifestyle, and the ones who liked it ended up sticking around, which at the end of the day, you just want people who are there because they like you, they like watching you and what content you have to show. And those are going to be the most loyal followers. What camera do you use? So I use a Canon G7X Mark II camera right now. However, you do not need to go purchasing a fancy camera to start a YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel with my good old iPhone 11, and guys, that camera on an iPhone 11 is great. I used that for well over 3 months. My entire classroom setup series was filmed on my iPhone 11. I didn't have a microphone, I didn't have a ring light, I didn't have anything fancy to film it, and I look back at those videos and they were good quality videos. So if you're wanting to start, don't let something like having to buy a camera hold you back. If you have an iPhone, you can very well start with that. I started by filming videos in my dad's office in my house with my iPhone propped up in front of me on a shoe. So don't let that hold you back. If you're interested in starting a YouTube, then you can use whatever resources you have around you. Some other things that I have acquired along the way though, these are not necessary to start, but I will say they have been helpful with creating better quality content. I did end up purchasing a better camera, so I have the G7X Mark II Canon camera, which I really like. It has great vlogging quality, so it's small enough to where I can bring it around with me and vlog. It's not too big and bulky, but it still has super great quality, so I highly recommend that camera if you are looking to invest. My sweet boyfriend Kyle has also just got me my first ring light. He bought it for me for Christmas. I didn't even ask for one, so that was such a sweet surprise, and it has definitely upped the game with filming. It makes your videos so much brighter, such better quality, so that's something to invest in if you are thinking about upping your video quality as well. And another thing that I don't have is a microphone, but I do know a microphone will really up your sound quality, so maybe one day. I don't foresee me getting one anytime soon, but I could see one day, if I continue to film more sit-down videos like this, getting a microphone for better sound quality. And then last but not least, the first thing that I went and bought when I got my camera was a tripod. So that has been huge. My camera is sitting on a ring light tripod right now. I also have a handheld tripod, and I have like a medium length one that's easier to carry around than this one that it's on right now. But having a tripod is huge, especially if you want to film at different locations and you need different heights, somewhere you can set your camera on. So I definitely recommend getting a tripod. And of course, if you are looking to invest in a camera, getting multiple batteries, because your batteries will die very quickly, and chargers for those batteries as well. What editing software do you use? So I started out, like I said, on my iPhone, and I simply just used the iMovie app on my iPhone. It was super quick. Now, I love editing. That's honestly one of my favorite parts of creating content for YouTube. I think it's so fun to edit videos, So I didn't find it too overwhelming just because I had always kind of dabbled in that type of stuff growing up. I just love it so much. But if you are new to it, you can literally search anything on YouTube how to use iMovie or any type of editing software, and there are thousands of tutorials, and I still had to do that because there were some different things on the app that I wasn't sure how to use, and I learned very quickly. However, eventually I stopped using my phone, started using a camera, and my MacBook Air that I had broke. So right now I'm just using my laptop that I get from school, which is a Dell, because I was like, you know what, I'm not going to splurge on a new MacBook. I'm just going to use the laptop that I have right here. So I searched different editing softwares, and I found an editing software called Movavi, I think is how it's pronounced. I'll put it right here, and it wasn't too expensive. It was definitely one of the cheaper editing softwares. I don't love it. I think as far as the price of it, it works well, but it's not super user-friendly. So definitely do your research and see what works for you. I definitely do plan to invest in a better editing software, possibly a Final Cut Pro or something along those lines, just because I think they're a lot more user-friendly, and the editing software I have right now, I'm not a huge fan of. But if you are starting out on your phone, I definitely recommend using iMovie. It's super user-friendly, very easy to use, and there are so many tutorials online for how to use it, and I found that that was probably my favorite editing software I've used so far. When it comes to adding music on my videos, you do have to be very careful when it comes to using copyrighted music. So all the music that I use in my videos has to be non-copyrighted music, and I find a lot of music on different types of free download websites. I just did my research. That's all you have to do, is just research different ways to find free music to download that is non-copyrighted. I have had a few instances where I got some copyright strikes because I used music that was a free download, but I didn't know it was going to be copyrighted. So just be careful with that. YouTube has a lot of free downloads as well, and I know there are websites where you can actually pay monthly to use their music. So I might plan on doing that pretty soon, just because I am running out of music options. Someone asked how I got my channel monetized. So the only reason why that music gets copyrighted is because my channel is monetized. So it took me a few months to get my channel monetized. To get monetized, you need to have at least 1,000 subscribers and at least 4,000 watch hours on your channel. So I think it was after my classroom setup series, when I gained all of those watch hours and subscribers, that I became monetized, which was amazing. I never started YouTube to get monetized. I honestly didn't even know the amount of money you can make on YouTube. I was very naive to that. I always heard of people making money through ads, but I thought it was just like nickels and dimes. I didn't think it was anything that would actually add up. And so I was very pleasantly surprised when my channel started getting monetized and I had ads put on my videos that you can make money from Google AdSense, and it has definitely become a second income for me. So just a side note, when you are watching other YouTubers' videos, the more ads you watch all the way through, the more money or commission those YouTubers get. So it's just something to keep in mind. I never knew that when I was watching YouTube. I would always skip the ads because I didn't know that was skipping them out on money. So now I always try to be respectful and watch the ads all the way through, just because I know how hard YouTubers work. Now that I am a YouTuber, I know how much heart and passion goes into uploading these videos. So just something to keep in mind whenever you are watching videos, to watch the ads all the way through. How do you create your thumbnail? So this was something that it took me a while to kind of learn how to do. YouTube does generate an automatic thumbnail for you, but they're usually like still shots of throughout the video they choose for you, and they're never cute. So I never go with those, but I make my thumbnail on Canva. So if you don't have Canva, definitely download it. Free version works just fine. That is what I use for all of my like stories on Instagram and my thumbnails for YouTube. Anything creative like that, Canva is my go-to. And usually for my thumbnails, all I do is just take a screenshot of some part of the video, or I pose for a thumbnail and screenshot that still shot of the video, and then I just put it as the background with a little text over it. And it's pretty easy. I've gotten to the point now where I can make a thumbnail in under 5 minutes, but they're definitely nothing fancy. Someone asked how I make my intros. So actually you can make your intros on Canva as well. When I first started, I knew I wanted one of those cute intros also, and I Googled how to make them, and the first thing that came up was a tutorial for how to make it on Canva. I'll link that tutorial down below if I can find it for you guys, because it was definitely very helpful. And also my girl, Kathy Kellogg from This is Kellogg's Bunch, she's so creative, so talented when it comes to creating all that kind of stuff. So she made me my own intro and outro, so I will tag her down below as well because she is so awesome. So those were the main questions that I received on how to start a YouTube channel. My biggest tips for you are just to start. Don't let other people's opinions stop you from doing something that you want to do, because at the end of the day, you're going to look back and not care about their opinions. You're going to regret not doing what you wanted to do, right? So definitely just start. If you are interested in starting, if it's something you're passionate about, then just do it. You don't need any fancy camera or fancy equipment to start a YouTube. Just use what you have and you can always grow from there. It is hard putting yourself out there. That's something I'm still working on. Even 6 months into this, I still find it hard to completely open up on camera, to completely loosen up, be my full self, just because it's not natural to film your every move, to film your life, the ups and the downs and the ugly parts of you. So that is something still to get used to, but I love it. I love having a YouTube channel. I never thought it would ever become a second income or a side job for me. It was always just a passion and like a hobby for me that has turned into this second income for me, which is just a bonus because I love doing it and I truly see myself doing this for a very long time. That is all the tips and tricks that I have for you guys. I know it was short and sweet and to the point. I just wanted to nail all of those questions you guys had for me. I hope I answered everything okay. Of course, if you have any more questions for me, feel free to leave them down below or send me a DM over on Instagram. If you don't follow me, I'll link my Instagram right here and down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you for joining me on this channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.